Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Sincerely appreciate you joining me today for episode number 97. If your CountIf's too slow, forget it and go with CountA Select. Came across this one the other day and it was driving me absolutely bonkers. I have here a list of trips, and what I want to do is I want to get a unique list of trip. I want to get a count of how many trips there are that are unique. And I realized that I could use a data link and I could create this as a category and that would probably tell me pretty quick, but I needed to kind of keep it within the same matrix. So what I did is I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the CountIf function. So I'm calling this CountIf slow. So I go CountIf, and since I'm referencing the matrix that I'm in, I have to use kind of this recursion method that I talked about in episode number, I think it was 96. But what I do is I say, okay, go out and get the trip of the row first. Okay, trip, row last. Okay, and I want to count it if it is equal to the trip I'm on here. So if I go ahead and I hit enter, you'll see that I start to spin. I'm not going to let you see how long it takes to calculate, because the other day it was taking a long time, so I'll pause the video. So hey, welcome back. About 21 seconds later, if I go over here and hover like I showed you in episode number 46, was it, that when you hover over here on this little spin dial, it tells you how long it took in the tooltip for Quantrix to calculate. So it took 21 seconds for it to do this basic CountIf. I don't think there's a boatload of data in here. Again, if I were to do a count on this, I'd say, well, I've got 15,000 records and it took over 21 seconds to calculate this. I go up to my model statistics and like, it's not that big of a model. What's going on? Well, I just think that the performance with CountIf is just super sluggish. So again, not a big fan of CountIf, and I'm trying to get the unique value, so I need to actually divide this by 1. So if I do that again, I got to wait another 21 seconds for it to calculate. So you can see that this was just driving me absolutely nuts. So what I decided, to kind of go with it, and I wasn't very happy with it, but it is what it is. But last night when I couldn't sleep because I was just dreaming way too much about Quantrix Modeler and how awesome it was, it came to me at about 1:30 in the morning, and I said, well, I need to get rid of this traditional spreadsheet formula of CountIf. It's kind of garbage, I think. I bet Quantrix would allow you to do a CountA Select, and I bet it would go much quicker. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to get rid of this CountIf slow formula. I'm just going to comment it out there, and I'm going to write another formula, and I'm going to say CountA Select fast. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to say, I'm going to go count, and I'm going to say I want to go out and I want to select. What do I want to select? I want to select this guy here, this trip, and again, since I'm self-referencing this matrix itself, I need to use some recursion here, and I need to say first. Okay, and I need to go trip, row last. Okay. What's my key list? My key list is really the same as this, so I'm just going to actually copy this and paste it. Okay. And what is my lookup value? My lookup value is the trip that I'm on. Okay. And I want this to be 1 divided by it. If I go 1 divided by it like that, and you'll see that bam, as soon as I put that in, and I get my recursion correctly, bam, and let me try another bam here. You can see that that is fast. How long did it take to calculate? It took less than a second to calculate, whereas with CountIf it was taking me over 20 seconds to calculate. So again, I got the same result by using this CountA Select versus the CountIf. So if your CountIfs are taking too long, I say just scrap the traditional spreadsheet formula and go with the powerful select statement that is found in Quantrix Modeler, and you'll be able to calculate it in a fraction of the time. Anyway, I thought that was fantastic. I'm glad it came to me at 1:30 in the middle of the night on how to really improve my Quantrix model. Anyway, if you have any questions about Quantrix, I hope that you'll reach out to me, because ultimately I think about it all the time. I love it. I love Quantrix. I want to make you a Quantrix master. So please join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.